Hey everyone, we got another rally car to enter the collection, and this is by a brand called CMs. They don't exist anymore. So let's look at this box. I haven't seen this before. There's 6 cars in the collection, and you have photos on the sides of those cars. And you'll notice in particular it says 735 yen, so that's like $7.40 in today's money. So this thing is coming from 2006. And it's weird, they use the same box for every car. So I guess they're blind boxed, and it's one of these 6 cars on the sides that could have come in here. Okay, I have to guess maybe this SS8 means is the 8th collection. So 8 times 6 is however many cars that they produced. I could be totally wrong though. Okay, what else? Alright. Okay, so within that box we had this blister pack, and the thing was encased like that. So I took it out, and then there was a taped on antenna on the bottom, and so I took it off and I put the antenna in already. It's a friction fit. Okay, so the car we're talking about, I believe, won the Monte Carlo Rally here in 1985. It's the number 2 car. The Peugeot 205 is a super mini, and it is supposedly the car that turned around the Peugeot. I think they were close to bankruptcy. But being a super mini, they must have been relatively inexpensive. They sold millions of them, and Peugeot still exists today. This car was sold between 1983 to 1998. But, a lot of times companies like to go racing because it helps promote the car and the brand itself, but they don't have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into a Formula 1 program. So rally racing is really popular, even today, but back in the 70s and 80s, I think it was the most popular form of racing because it wasn't too expensive, but obviously you could still have a lot of fun and people could relate to it. Today's NASCAR vehicles don't look like stock vehicles. Formula 1 looks like spaceships, right? So, right, rally cars still tend to look like production cars, so it's nice. That's why I like it. Okay, so let's see, what else did I learn according to Wikipedia? And bear in mind that information might be incorrect. I believe this thing has a 1.8 liter engine up front, and it's producing almost 200 horsepower because it's turbocharged. And let's see, the regular road-going cars were just front-wheel drive, but this is an all-wheel drive platform. So basically the rally version is almost nothing like the street car. The street car wouldn't have these fender flares. The engine is moved to the back on this rally car. So yeah, it's totally different. Maybe the headlights are the same, maybe the taillights, but most of it is quite different. Alright, so this car actually had 16 WRC wins, and then in 1985 and 1986 it won the Constructors and Drivers titles with Timo Salonen and Juha Kankkunen. And this was competing against like the Audi Quattro, Lancias, and Fords. So, alright. Pretty successful race car, I guess. I guess that's it for my notes here. So let's see here, it's got a little paint rash, that's what I'm noticing first. And I'm noticing the wheels are pretty lame. Like these holes should be hollow, and I feel like they could have done it. I know Kyosho definitely would have done it. So it's weird. If you're not going to hollow them out, at least add some black paint. But I guess you have to ask yourself, if the model was $7.40, maybe that's not really in the budget when you got all this other stuff going on, so I guess I can give it a pass. Alright, so we got some rubbery tires with some pretty cool looking rally tread blocks here. I added my own label because CM's never labels anything on the bottom, so I always forget what cars I have. This is a really weird bottom. Clearly it's not a production car bottom. It's really strange. I've never seen a car with a bottom like this, but I would have to guess it's accurate to the real vehicle. Tiny little suspension arms. Okay, so it's got tampo printing. Most CMs do. A little silver paint in there for the grille leading to the engine there. Maybe that's a radiator on the real car. We got clear lenses and good separation of the blinkers and the headlights. Some black paint in this recess, or wait, is it? Yeah, it is a painted recess. I thought it might have been hollow and I was touching the plastic base, but no, that's die cast. There's a cast metal grill. License plate matches up, so that's great. This thing goes in a little bit too, this opening. This sounds like plastic, painted a little silver. There's the badge, looks good. And then we got a big vent down there. Goes relatively deep. And then it's painted black, so that's nice. Some vents there, but no black there. Okay. Insert the antenna as I mentioned. Oh, big paint blisters. Alright, it's too bad. Looks like Tampa printed windshield here as well. Raised black wiper blades. A little silver graphic for the sliding plastic windows there. Yeesh. You know, this is another case of a super low, super thick roll cage from CM's. Although it's weird, this bar is really thick. But back here, that bar is not so thick. Little key lock, door handle. Yeah, alright. So, red tail lights, clear, plastic. Is this a tab? This might be a tab for the bottom. Some grills here. Would have been maybe some black paint in those would have been nice. Seems like these are vents on the real car. Tampo printing again on the windows. Pretty legible too. And then a whole bunch of silver indication of the engine back there. The engine, some exhaust. You'll see this is the central exhaust coming out, and then it's coming out the bottom there, right? Well, alright, it's a little bit offset. It's not quite central, but it's close. So that's cool how they got that little detail in there. On the roof, there seems to be a stain. I have to polish that out. Yeah, but it's nice to see some black here. This must be a big air intake to feed the engine. Alright. And then I think these are hinges. So I think this entire rear end might be one big clamshell. Here's the parting line maybe. And it just swings up, you know, for maintenance by the race mechanics. Okay, so let's try to see what's going on the inside here a little bit more. Looks like there's some seat belts from what I can see already. Let me hit the focus. Unfortunately, it's focusing on that. Alright, so cool. We got some red seat belts or harnesses with some, I think that's probably like say-belt. The yellow and black text. Definitely racing bucket seats here. What about the dashboard? Anything in there? Some molded details in the dash. Yeah. So, looks like maybe a round air filter cleaner there. And then, whoa. Look at the header. The header is on the right side. So, I didn't look up pictures of the real car. But is this engine offset on the real car? That would make no sense for weight balance. Or is that header? Well, I don't know what the explanation for that is. Strange. Okay. Well, anyways, I guess I'll have to look up some images later on my own. Alright, so it's definitely a cool model. I mean, this paint blistering, yeah, it's an old die-cast. And these wheels could have been better. I think I could just add a little bit of black Tamiya paint wash in there to help bring out some of the details of that wheel. It is weird that, the wheels, they're so convex, they stick out, but I think it is accurate to the real vehicle. I think it's supposed to stick out, and those little holes are grabbing the air to help cool off the brake rotors. Okay, well, it's a historic vehicle, so, I mean, it won 2 years of the WRC rally outright, so I'm pretty happy I have this. And yeah, another car enters the rally collection. So let's take a look at some other vehicles here. I'm going to pull out the big coaster here for comparison. And let's go with this darker diorama. Alright, so this is 1985, so I have a 1984 Nissan 240 RS. A review of that will come if I haven't done it already. A lot of my videos don't go in a particular order. This is a Lancia Delta S4 from 1986. I believe this one actually won the WRC championship outright as well, at least once, if not multiple times. And it's nice that CM's made so many cool little castings. So hopefully I'll get one of each of them someday. But for today, we got a Peugeot. Alright, so hopefully until the next drift, I'll see you around. Thanks.